This wedding was an assignment for my Religion 2 class in Catholic school.
This one's wife. Her 2 demands. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Narcissists are notorious for making demands because the narcissist believes that the world revolves around them. You should anticipate what the narcissist requires. You should be thinking ahead, working out what it is that the narcissist will require, and you should be ready to leap into action to attend to those needs without hesitation or sloppiness. This one's wife, of course, is no different. Her delusion causing her to believe that she is the Empress of Woke, the Queen of the universe. She expects everybody to understand what she requires. She expects everybody to cater to what she wants. And if you don't, that can only mean that you are a treacherous, traitorous, difficult individual. It's unsurprising that she makes so many demands, and we have seen that in the way that she conducts herself with Harry and all of the various reports that have come from those around her, including other members of the royal family and staff. Now, Joseph Wilkes and Jessica Gibb report in the Mirror this one's wife's 2 demands, including grovelling apology before Kate and William reconciliation. This one's wife has 2 requirements before she and her husband Prince Harry can reconcile with his brother Prince William and sister-in-law Kate Middleton, a royal expert has claimed. Now, it's certainly not a surprise to find that a narcissist would lay down a conditioned precedent before something ought to be done, nor is it a surprise to find that this one's wife may well issue such a demand. But let's read on to find out the nature of this, and as always, you can make up your own mind as to the veracity of this information. I simply set it against the prism of her narcissism. The Prince and Princess of Wales are said to be making efforts to mend the rift with the younger Windsor brother and former Suits actress turned Duchess of Sussex, this one's wife. But the Sussexes' ties with the royal family have become tense since they walked away from royal duties, and they remain distant. Pausing there, I simply do not accept that there is any effort being made by the Prince and Princess of Wales to mend the rift with Harry and this one's wife. This may well be the PR information that this one's wife is putting about in order to make herself feel important, that she wants it to be seen that the other side is keen on repairing matters, to imply the suggestion that they are at fault. And in the circumstances, that's why they are the ones that are reaching out, as so often described, to try and resolve matters. The Prince and Princess of Wales know full well that this one's wife is problematic, is a liar, that she revises history and is not to be trusted. Similarly, whilst they have a degree of affection for Harry, they see him just as bad as her with regard to the leaking of information, the breaches of confidence, the smearing and the telling of lies. Neither are to be trusted. The Prince and Princess of Wales also understand that the most effective way of dealing with this one's wife is to have absolutely nothing to do with her by virtue of a no-contact regime. The Prince and Princess of Wales also understand that as part of maintaining that no-contact regime, this means having nothing to do with Harry either. Accordingly, they, having been expertly advised in that regard and have accepted such advice, the suggestion that they are trying to make efforts to mend the rift is baseless. It simply does not fit with the decision that they have made. Instead, this is more likely to be a propaganda that is being put out by this one's wife to make it seem as if they are the ones at fault, and therefore they are the ones that have to do something to mend matters. The article continues by explaining, and now royal author Tom Quinn has suggested that while William and Kate are keen on reconciliation, again, they're not, this one's wife isn't quite ready to bury the hatchet. That may well be accurate. And there are two things preventing a reconciliation. Speaking exclusively to the Mirror, Mr. Quinn said, Harry would like a reconciliation, but supports his wife completely, and until she feels that the royal family have been sufficiently nice to her and grovelingly apologise for the past, it's not going to happen. That observation would be entirely accurate. This one's wife is the perpetual victim. She is incapable of seeing that she has caused a problem because her narcissism blinds her to it. Instead, it creates the narrative in her head that the Prince and Princess of Wales are the agitators, the perpetrators, the problem, and therefore that causes her to believe that she is entitled to an apology. And, of course, given the contemptuous and haughty manner by which this one's wife functions, she wants an apology that is not just an apology, but is one whereby there is grovelling. The article continues by explaining that since walking away from royal duties, Harry and this one's wife have made a series of bombshell claims about royal life in high-profile interviews, including with megastar Oprah Winfrey, and in their dramatic Netflix docuseries Harry and This One's Wife. Royal commentator Mr. Quinn even suggested This One's Wife is blocking Harry from engaging in peace talks with Kate and William. Again, that would be entirely accurate. He is controlled by This One's Wife. He is the intimate partner primary source puppet. And she would quite readily state, you're not to speak to them. They are the enemy. They've hurt me. If you loved me, Harry, you wouldn't have anything to do with them. Harry finds himself, like many individuals, where they're involved with a narcissist who has fallen out with their family, between a rock and a hard place. On the one hand, he wants to resurrect matters with his family. On the other, he loves his wife, and he's also mindful of the reaction that will occur if he doesn't do what she says. Therefore, it's entirely conceivable that she will have issued such an instruction to Harry, preventing him from engaging in these peace talks. Mr. Quinn said, there has been a shift here since Kate's illness. Harry and this one's wife do feel they need to extend an olive branch. I think Harry might think that way, this one's wife won't. Of course, this one's wife would present that to the outside world by way of facade management. He continues by stating, this one's wife's sense of grievance is still preventing anything really meaningful happening. I would also add the fact that the Prince and Princess of Wales have no interest in reconciling with this one's wife is also going to hamper these supposed talks. Illness often brings warring family members together, and there have been hopes at Kensington Palace that Kate's illness might do it. The royal author claims William and Kate have made efforts to repair ties with the Sussexes and have extended an invitation to this one's wife and Harry, encouraging them to bring Archie and Lilibet to the UK for a visit, but this one's wife has refused. See Parts Passim, where I poured cold water on that. There is no way this one's wife would bring the children to the UK, he added. William and Kate have suggested that Harry and this one's wife bring the children and that the two couples and their families try to make up, but the suggestion is not leading anywhere so far. Again, I do not accept that that would have happened for reasons of the maintenance of their no-contact regime. Accordingly, it won't be the case that the Prince and Princess of Wales have sought to reconcile. That flies in the face of advice that they have received and have accepted. It flies in the face of what they want. They might want to reconcile with Harry alone, but not with this one's wife. They know full well what troubles come with her. This one's wife, of course, would make such demands for the purposes of ensuring she's made to look good and that other people are cast in the position of being blameworthy, so she would want grovelling apologies from them, but she is not going to get them. I'm H.T. Tudor. Thank you for listening.